Welcome to what I think is going to be my quickest video. I get a lot of requests for how do I do my little tiny mini winged eyeliner, and we're going to do that today. I don't even know if that was good English. Oh my goodness, I'm already talking too much. This is going to take too long. I want to show you the quickest way how I do my mini wing eyeliner. And I start with this Revlon Colorstay Skinny liquid liner in Mahogany Flame. And I'm going to do my best to do this on camera, up close, and explain what I'm doing. Are you ready? I am. The goal here is to follow the curve of the bottom of your eye, and mine points in this direction toward the tail of my eyebrow. So what I'm going to do is start at the corner of my eye and continue that line just the tiniest little bit. So let's do that before we move along, because that's step one. Use a light touch. Look how little that was. So tiny. In fact, I think it's a little bit low, but you can always clean that up with a Q-tip. And I do. Okay. So what we have here is our guideline. Our guideline for where this is pointing. Now, what you're trying to do next is you are not trying to follow the curve of your eyelid and connect that. That looks horrible. You know, I should show you that on the other side, how that looks. Okay, what you're trying to do is with your eye open, you're trying to connect where it starts at the middle of your pupil at its thinnest. This line is going to be at its thinnest right here over where your pupil is. And it's going to start thin, and it's going to connect to the outer part of this line. And if you have hooded eyes, that's a little more difficult, because you're going to first need to start like this and connect it. Then you're going to have to let it drop and see what's being covered up. And then you're going to have to add onto that. Let's start with just the general rule here, where you're going to start very thin, right in the center of your pupil, the thinnest you can, the closest to your eyelashes that you can. Okay, once you have that tiny little bit, and that's not thin enough, so that's where we're starting. So that's step two. And that's as thin as I want it right now. Don't worry, we'll do touch-ups later. It's kind of like we're drawing from dot to dot right now, and it can be perfected later. This is already much longer than I wanted it to be. Eye open, you're going to connect your line here to the edge of your little wing with your eye open. And like I said, if you have a hooded eyelid, you're going to have to lift up your eyelid to do this first. Okay, that's the direction you should be headed right there. Not follow your eyelid. You can see there's a lot of empty space there that I need to fill up. And that is step three. I know it looks terrible, and I have to do this with my eye halfway open, or I can't get in there because it is slightly hooded. Slightly open, we are connecting that line to the outer edge of your wing. Okay, now I think all of that is too thick, so I'm going to go in with a Q-tip later on. But what I'm going to do first is make this a very thin transition from no eyeliner to eyeliner, and that just means just a light touch in there, just a light touch. Okay, now Q-tip cleanup time. I'm not going to suggest that you use saliva. I'm going to suggest that you use a little bit of micellar water like I'm doing. Although I can't say that I always take time to find my micellar water. So you do the math there. And I've never gotten an eye infection. So, I mean, people love to tell me that, but it's never happened. Alrighty. So now I'm just going to make sure my line is as straight as I want it and as transitional as I want it. Meaning from no eyeliner to very thin, I want that line to be very smooth. So we're getting somewhere here. And you might notice that my line is maybe a little chunky or not perfect, and I really just don't care about that. I'll end up smudging it a little bit anyhow. So now we're going to add some mascara and see where we're at, because we can always adjust. I'm only putting mascara on the top, and I'll probably make a little bit of a mess with it. That's okay. We're still on cleanup patrol. And of course, this is taking me longer than real life because I'm talking. Okay, where are we at? Hey, there's a big difference here. Okay, so here we are with my wing so far, and it still needs cleanup. And here we are with nothing. And both are fine. Both are fine. It's an aesthetic choice. So I do think that this wing is too thick for me today. And I'm going to go ahead and narrow it down. And sometimes you can go too far with your wing and just take off the end of it if that's the case. If it's too dramatic, just take off the end until it's a tiny, tiny little baby. And that's how I do it. And here's the difference between the two. I'd like to do a demonstration of what happens when you follow your eyelid and what that difference is. We're going to do that on this eye, and it's not going to be nice. Spoiler alert. Okay, I'm going to follow my eyelid. Aha! Now, do you see the difference? I didn't do a perfect job because I'm really planning on removing this right away. Okay, so take a look at the difference here. This one makes my eye look normal and happy and awake, and this one is dragged downward. You see that? And all I did was follow my eyelid shape. Big difference. I feel like my face is going downward on this side, and my face looks normal on this side. So I don't know. You decide for yourself which look you like, because I'm not going to tell you not to like this, but I'm just saying that I don't like it on me. Okay, now how would I fix this if I did accidentally do this? I think this is a good lesson. I'm not using saliva. I'm so lazy. Okay, this is how I would fix this. First of all, I would take off this part up to my pupil, okay? Because that was too much. That's too much in the center. Okay, now I'm going to take off the wing because it's in the wrong direction. I'm going to get under there and I'm going to angle it more up toward the tail of my eyebrow like that. And already this is so much better, but it needs to be fixed. Meaning I need to connect where my pupil starts to the tip. Okay, so let's put the tip back in the direction of the way the bottom of my eye is pointing. Little tiny wing. Now connect it. And fill it in. Okay, I fixed it. See, you can fix it. It's not all lost if you mess it up, but you do need Q-tips. And there you go. Nice even eyes pointing in the same direction. What do you think? Oops. I'll never get the hang of that. And then what's the final touch here? I always use a little bit of color on my eyelids, and that usually comes in the form of either this pink Wonder Stick that is in the color Light Peach, or this Wonder Stick that's in Universal Light. It has a bronzer side on it, and sometimes I'll put that on my eyelids if I'm wearing some more of a brown neutral outfit, but today I'm wearing a peachy top. I'm just going to put a dab of this Light Peach NYX Wonder Stick on my eyelids. That usually adds enough color to make me look alive. And then I'll show you my bonus trick at the end here. And I'm not even too careful about how I put that on. I just use my fingers. But here's the bonus trick, guys. On the NYX Wonder Stick Universal Light, there's a highlighter side. And this is always really nice to add just a little dab right here in the center of your eyelid. And then don't blend it out too much. Just let it be shiny right there in the middle of your eyelid. And if you're feeling like you want a little shine here, you could put some right underneath the tail of your eyebrow. Just a little bit. Just a little shine. And I put a little bit on the tip of my nose. And I put a little bit on my cheekbones right here. Oh, that was a lot. It doesn't matter. I put it on my finger first and then I blend it out. There you go. Mini winged eyeliner tutorial finished. Longer than I thought it was going to be. Sorry about that. I can't stop talking, and I can't stop showing you all of my mistakes because you'll probably make them too, and I wanted to show you how to solve those. You don't exactly need this eyeliner or this brand, but you do need something with a very, very thin tip, okay? And have plenty of Q-tips and micellar water handy. Go forth and be happy. Be happy, no matter how your eyeliner turns out. I'll see you soon.